Hey everyone, I'm Connie Henriquez with Start Living Life, and I'm excited about this topic. It's how to attract your partner. Whether it be a guy or girl, it's easy. So I'm going to get right to it because everybody wants to know the answer to this question. And like I said, it's super easy. The first thing you want to realize is that every person that you've dated from when you first started dating up until now has given you clarity on what you ideally want in a mate. So if you look at every single person that you dated, they all had great qualities that you loved and they had qualities that you didn't love. But it wasn't until you dated that person that you were like, wow, I didn't realize how important it was that I had a guy who was emotionally connected versus a guy who was a space cadet, right? Sometimes you got to date someone like that to be like, wow, that's a really important quality that I didn't realize I really wanted. Or sometimes you date a guy who's super affectionate and you're like, wow, I love when a guy's affectionate. My last guy wasn't that affectionate. That's okay. So over the course of your relationships, you have gathered a list of all the qualities that you ideally want for a guy. And it goes much deeper than what they look like, what hair color, like it goes deeper than that. It's much more on an emotional level. So what you do is, and this is simple, and I did it with my last boyfriend who I'm dating now, who I'm totally in love with and totally adore, and I thank the universe every day that he's in my life. But I also know I somewhat created him and attracted him, just like he attracted me. But I want for you guys to realize how it works because it's so much easier than anyone thinks. So what you want to do is, and because I'm a big fan of lists, I write everything down. I have a list for everything. And every morning I write this list. And I write a list for different reasons. And if you watch my other videos, you'll see for the different reasons that I use my list. But this is what you're going to do. You're going to write down and you're going to line list every quality you're looking for in your partner. It could be something as simple as, I want him to be spontaneous. I want him to sing. I want him to be musically inclined. I want him to be affectionate. I want him to be successful, whatever that means. I want him to be open. I want him to be forward thinking. I want him to be responsible. I want him to be funny. I want him to be fun. I want him to be social. As you can see, I do a lot of this. So it's like, comes right off it's so easy for me to do. And it could be easy for you to do as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to write a list. And it's so funny because when I work with clients and they give me 5 things and they say, yeah, that's it. I want it to be good looking, and again, this goes for guys and girls. It's just easier for me to talk about guys because I'm a girl, but I want him to be good looking. I want him to be tall. I want him to have brown hair. I want him to, surf. I want him to whatever. And they give me 5 things like that. I'm like, ooh, that's why you haven't met the guy or you're meeting a mix up of a bunch of different guys because you're not really clear. Yes, attraction is very important, but it's also the package deal. And if you notice, the lighting is getting darker because it looks like it's going to rain. I just had to point that out. It's not my lighting. It is my lighting, but whatever. So it's the package deal. Did you ever date someone who was really hot and clueless? Yes. You don't want that. You want the package. You want him to be handsome, but you want him to be smart. You want him to be successful, but you want him to be really not even so much successful, but you want him to be ambitious because success you can attain at any point in your life. So you want to be really clear about the qualities and get over the looks thing. Like the looks are going to happen, but you want to get really clear on the emotional qualities. How do you want to feel in that relationship? You want to feel cherished. You want to feel adored. You want to feel loved. And it's really important. What kind of guy would give you those types of emotions? And it would be someone who, I love being spontaneous and I love having fun. And so for me, it's really important to be with a guy who's spontaneous and fun. Like I like to do shit. So be really clear. And you could find up to, and I know for me in the beginning when I first started doing this, and this is when I was single, and honestly, I really enjoyed I was a big relationship person. I was in relationships since I was younger for like a million years. And then finally in my mid 30s, I was single, which was only 2 minutes ago. But I was single and I loved it too because it was different. But when I was single and I was having fun, I always would do my list because at some point I wanted to meet someone that I was going to share my life with, or at this point, my experience with. And so I would start the list and I had like 60 things on my list, 60. And not 60 in terms of what he looked like, but 60 in terms of qualities I really, really wanted and that were important to me. And it's not to say you're going to get all 60, but when you get 40 of them, you're like, holy shit. I mean, there are some things today that my boyfriend does that I'm like, I don't even think he realizes, but I'm like, oh my God, that was on my list. That was so on my list. Even sometimes we're in the car and he starts singing a song and then he looks at me and he's kind of singing to me. I'm like, oh my God, that was on my list. And not to say I would ever tell anyone that, but it was on my list, right? Crazy. So write a list, be clear. And if you only have 5 things on your list, it tells you you're not that clear about what you want. You could have at least 50 things. And again, think about the qualities and don't get hung up on the looks. You want to think about the qualities, right? A good listener, someone who's supportive. That's the other thing. I wanted someone who's extremely supportive. I'm in a different million business ventures. I do a different million different things. I always wanted someone who would support all my endeavors and really support me in a sense that they're my biggest fan and that, and not many people are like that. He's like that. So write down all the qualities that you're looking for a guy that are going to contribute to your overall life and your overall goal of how you envision your life to be. And when you get clear and you write that stuff down, that is the first step. Get clear. Then you're going to go on dates and you're going to start dating people. And are they going to have all the qualities? No. Don't get hung up on going on a date and expecting that person to be the one. You're going to go on a lot of different dates. And then anytime you get a quality in a date that is on your list, you're going to give yourself credit and say, wow, that was really cool. I want a guy who's chivalrous. He opened the door for me. He pulled out my chair. He opened my car door. He was very respectful. Wow, I attracted that in this date. Maybe he wasn't attractive. Maybe I wasn't attracted to him. Maybe he wasn't that funny and I really want funny. And that's okay. Don't get hung up on the fact that he wasn't funny or that he wasn't attracted or, I'm not going to meet anyone. Oh my God, dating sucks. No, highlight the things that you are attracting in every experience that are in line with what you want on your list. And the more you do that, the more fun you have with it, you will see you will meet the one. It could happen today, it could happen tomorrow, but it's all about how you feel and you have to have fun with it. That is the key. Have fun with this. Don't get hard bent on your list and you're like, oh, he's not, that's not on my list, whatever. You'll be surprised how many things that aren't on your list that he does. And you're like, oh my God, that's right. I thought about that years ago when I dated, Ben Schmo and I wanted that in him and he didn't have it, but this guy has it. Like, how cool. So make sure you have fun with it. Be clear about what you want. Don't settle, but don't be outrageous over what you want in terms of, physical aspects being out off the charts. Like, it's a package deal. Just like girls. There's some girls that are hot and they're not really intelligent. And maybe that's not important to you and that's fine, but it's kind of a package. Imagine having a hot girl who's really intelligent. That's hot. Same thing with a guy. So make sure you focus on doing your list, become really clear, and then also have fun with it. Feel good about you. Don't forget, to attract the perfect partner, you have to be the perfect partner, which means that if you want a guy who has a friggin' amazing body, well, you got to work on your body too. So, and that's very superficial in even saying it, but you know what I mean. If you want a guy who's really fun and spontaneous, you can't be sitting home every weekend like a couch potato. You got to be fun and spontaneous. You got to be what you want them to be. And that's it. So guys, do me a favor. Please like this video if you thought it was helpful. Please share it to someone who is looking for their partner or soulmate or any other word they use for that, boyfriend. That would be super appreciative. And please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you.